Guten Tag and bienvenidos. This is Über Cinco, the podcast game show where we deep dive top fives. Today's episode is Top 5 Reasons to Disappear. Here's the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Who? Today's contestants, Brian Ernst and Mitch Brinkman. Say hello, boys.
Hello.
Hi, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You need to disappear, man.
Oh, sorry. God. Oh, I'm already embarrassed. Fuck. Okay.
And the what? Reasons to disappear. Weren't you listening? The when. Right now, baby. The where? No one knows. That's the point of disappearing. And the why? You're about to find out. And how? As Radiohead said in their classic track, How to Disappear Completely, I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'll tell you what is happening. You are listening to Über Cinco. Here's a quick rundown of the rules. Each player in the den has spent time with today's topic arranging their top 5 answers in order of importance. Those answers have been submitted to the host who will moderate the game, awarding points to the player with the most poignant answer.
Starting with their number 5 choice, we will move up the ranks until we reach each of their top answers. But if both contestants happen to have the same answer on their list, well, we have an Uber stare down.
You will hear the official Über Cinco siren, and both players must reveal their answer and what number they ranked their submission. An Uber stare down is all or nothing, with one player earning 3 points. After all answers have been read, the host will reveal the final score.
And of course, as host, I'm allowed to institute my own house rule, which is, and I know I'm going to regret this, bonus points will be awarded to any contestant that makes me want to disappear from this podcast.
Oh my God. All right, Nathan, do you remember freshman year? You were in my arms crying, sweating, and you just lost a hand at poker online. And I told you, buddy, you'll get that fake $18,000 back. Don't worry about it. And you said, no, it's gone. It's all gone. Hold me tighter. So
I don't remember crying. The rest might be factual. Anyways, don't forget to stick around at the end for my Fast 5 send-off, where I will rattle off my definitive list of the top 5 mistakes you have made in the last 24 hours. And if you have a topic that you want us to list, head over to bizbear.biz, send it our way. It might just make it onto a future episode. Okay, Mitch, you won the pre-show foot-only rock, paper, scissors contest, so you get to go first.
Cool. My number 5 is actually it's a callback to a previous episode in partial spirit. So my number 5 is reason to disappear is to give your kid a chip on their shoulder. And this derives straight from the number 5 mistake I made on top 5 mistakes you'd make after finding the eternal youth from the Holy Grail. Was I would meet a waitress in Naturita, Colorado. She would serve me delicious stack of pancakes in the morning, and by early evening, we'd be making sweet love, and a sweet little boy named Gordy. Gordy would grow up to be a very, very high-level science guy.
Science guy.
Yeah, science.
Yes.
I remember Gordy.
Yeah.
There's another word for that, unless if he's going to supersede Bill Nye. That's... Yes.
And I think he was going to be a rocket man too. He's going to work on rockets or something. But I would forever feel insufficient around Gordy. He would have surpassed me so quickly. So what I want to do is either give a chip to my kid's shoulder, or I want to deprive them of a less than average role model, aka me as their parent. So you know what? Before they can remember. I'm throwing. Did you hear those noises? One more time. That's 12. That's 12 smoke bombs I throw down when we're out on a shopping trip to Jules, and I am gone. I'm gone forever.
He's also waving his hands in front of his face while he says that for you listeners. That's
that's very important.
Yeah. And that's part of the pageantry when you are throwing down smoke bombs is to wave your arms around. So yeah. I think that this is a great thing to do, just to put a big old chip on your kid's shoulder. You know, maybe the mom can just tell idealized or horrific stories about me, you know, to kind of shape how she wants to push Gordy into his future, and obviously he ends up becoming a high level rocket science guy, for the NASA's or for the Blue Velvets,
Blue Origin?
Bezos's company. Blue Velvet. Would you say Blue Velvet? What's it called?
Blue Origin.
Blue Origin. There we go. Not Blue Velvet. Or he could do it for what's his name? Elon Tusk's what's his company's name? Spaced Out. What, I can't remember. Whatever it is. He'd be a big time science guy, and I don't know science. I don't know rockets. I don't know any of that world.
We know you're doing a bit, but I'm pretty sure the audience thinks you had a stroke.
What are you talking about? I cannot keep every single billionaire's private rocket company name straight. I'm sorry, okay? I don't keep up on rocket news every day on Yahoo, all right?
I suggest you
start all the time finding my news, okay? I'm sorry.
I suggest you start because there's only going to be more.
Yeah.
Great. Good. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh,
wait till you see Warren Buffett inside a giant dick going to space.
If Warren Buffett wears like a Panama Jack hat when he gets out of his own spaceship on his way back, I will turn the TV off and I will never follow his investing advice ever again.
No. Warren Buffett's going to be smart. He's going to take his house that he grew up in Nebraska that he still lives in. He's going to put that whole house in a rocket and take that to Mars because he's frugal and fiscally responsible.
The man drives a Ford Focus. He's not going to be getting in a rocket.
There's no way he only drives Ford Focuses. I don't believe that. I think that's utter bull crap. That's all just PR, right? There's no way. There's just no way.
I sort of hate Warren Buffett more than I hate the rest of them because he has all this money and he doesn't do anything with it. Like, it's one thing to spend everything superfluously, which is horrible in its own way.
Yeah.
But what was the point of Warren Buffett's life? He just sat there and accumulated money and just looked at it and lived in his living room with a couple of, paintings he got at, like, prints of paintings he got at Walmart or whatever. Like, what was the point of accruing all this wealth and just doing absolutely nothing?
To be able to tip 25% at the local diner where he enjoys his burger every day.
Yeah.
Think about how that trickles down the economy, that extra 5%, huh?
That's a good point.
See?
Guy, but he's got to get different glasses. No. He looks like a dork.
No.
All right, so
any billionaire is not a good guy. Okay, let's just make that clear right now. I'm sorry, and you know who that means for too, right, Nathan?
Gordy. Oh no, you're gonna go with. Let's move on, Brian. It's time for your number 5. Before we do any Jordan bashing on an episode that I host, which is negative points. I just saved you, Mitch, by diverting things over to Brian. Brian, your number 5.
So my number 5 reason to disappear is because I said U2 in the wrong context.
Oh.
Have you ever been to like enjoy your movie? U2? Oh shit. Fuck. I can't come back for my free refill of popcorn. I can't face this person again. So I might as well disappear. Or same thing for me and Mitch. We probably had this several times. I know you haven't, Nathan, but enjoy your coffee. U2. They're not drinking coffee while they're serving coffee. You get, and you say U2 with such confidence. Mm-hmm. It's like that was the right thing to say. And then you have to feed off their look of confusion. And you're just like, you got to crawl under a rock and completely leave. Like, you can't go back to that coffee shop. You could never go to that movie theater again. You got to wait until they get rid of all those teenage baristas and popcorn people. Mm-hmm. They got to clean house before you can show your face there again. You need to disappear. You need to get out of Dodge. The anxiety is just too much.
This manifests itself in a few other phrases. Like, somebody's like, "Good morning. I'm good. You?" Like, wait.
Oh, God, it's the worst.
Or the worst, of course, is when you say "I love you" and in the wrong context. It's like, all right, well, see you later. Okay, love you to the retail clerk.
I did that to my first grade teacher on accident, and I was like mortified. I was like, sorry, Mrs. Redmond, I didn't mean that. I know you're married and you're not my mom. I'm going to go home. I'm going to take the day, go home early. I see you tomorrow. Send the homework home. I'll figure it out. I'm going to disappear for the night. Take care.
That's painful. Yeah, I think I either called a teacher grandma or my grandma by a teacher's name
or mom. Yeah. It slips in there. It's just like that's just it's too hard to handle, and especially in the moment, there's nothing you can say.
No,
you can't get your way out of it. It's already been said. They think you're a complete moron. You know, they don't really care about you explaining your way out of this. Your best scenario is just disappear for a while and just let it all blow over.
Yeah.
Do you feel more or less embarrassment? Okay, Brian, I'm put you to the test here. You're at an AMC theater.
Of course.
I
am a Stubbs reward member, so I gotta
yes.
get my free movie.
Carly is serving you your popcorn and soda at the snack stand, and on her name tag it says Carly, of course. Then below it says Wally. Are you feeling more or less embarrassment versus you're being served by a guy named Ken, and his movie says, let's say something like The Matrix. Which person are you feeling more embarrassment in front of? I don't know.
I'm an equal genre embarrassee, okay? It doesn't matter where it's coming from. I will feel shitty no matter what movie they like.
Do you feel worse if the person is much younger than you versus the person is your same age?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, all right.
Because they're looking at what the future is going to be, and I'm just showing them how much worse it gets. That's a much harder burden to bear.
Yeah. If you call like a 23-year-old grandma accidentally, like in my scenario, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing worse than doing the you too, and then they're like, ugh. Then you walk away, and then you come back and you have to ask, where's the Coca-Cola freestyle machine again? And they're like, it's, oh my God, just past Theater 1 on your right, and then.
Or they could counter you with and a Happy New Year.
What a send off!
All right, Brian, you're getting 3 points for this. This is just too relatable. I've lived it so many times. And Mitch, I love the concept of yours, but I'm just in such limbo here, trying to decide if I want to award 3 points for my friend belittling himself and saying he would be better off as an absentee father than actually being there. So I'm only going to give you 2. But we'll go on to you for your number 4.
Sure. Well, I mean, that was in the case of Gordy, who's going to be a science guy, and I'm not good at science. That was the only reason there. But my number 4, reason to disappear, it's a fun one, and that is to go and seek out celestial communications from planets unknown. You know, disappearing into the desert in the Southwest. You know, you cloak yourself in turquoise, and you forever remain a mystery as you walk out into the desert to make contact with intelligent life. I'm inspired by, for this one of my favorite musicians. His name is Jim Sullivan. He disappeared into the desert. No one ever saw him again. All they found was his car and a bottle of empty vodka. That was it. Yeah, sure, he probably just stumbled and fell down like a crevasse, into a deep hole, and that's what happened. Or he said, "Ooh, this river looks delicious," and went to drink, slipped, fell in, drowned, and then his body, went down to Mexico. But that idea of just being this person who is just suspended in this cool desert explorer kind of ideal. You went to go seek communications with worlds beyond ours. I like that idea a lot. Also, there's something about the desert and the Southwest. And turquoise, let's be honest, matches with my eyes. Very nice. And my hair. I think I could rock it very well. As I met, Glorbon and Zimdoc 13 or whatever, as they welcome me to their spaceship.
Who would help you a lot with this, though, is Gordy, the science guy.
Oh my God, Gordy! You're right, Gordy would. But see, that's the thing, is I feel like part of believing in aliens, it's kind of like believing in God. Is that true?
How?
Because they're both not real?
One is scientifically plausible, one is complete bullshit. How?
Wait,
you have to pick which one. Which one am I assigning to which here, Mitch?
God is scientifically plausible?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna move us along from the metaphysical biggest question in the history of time, and bring us back to Earth, or at least within the own cosmos.
Nathan, hold on. But what people would find of mine in the spot where I walked out into the desert, okay, would be like a doggy bag to go container, full rack of ribs, half eaten, mashed potatoes, a motorcycle with a quarter tank of gas left, and then an old leather chest with my stuffed animal Tum Tum right back here, a stuffed gorilla, and then and then a revolver with one bullet left in it. That's what they would find. And I'm out in the desert and I'm never seen again. I think
as many food-based episodes as we've done of this show, nobody here, people are more likely to believe that aliens took you than they are to believe that one of us would leave half a rack of ribs uneaten. That's just not going to happen.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. Yeah. I mean, ribs are tough to hold. You know, ribs are not a great heat food, right? If you're out in the desert, ribs aren't awesome. You know.
No.
They don't sit
Plus
well.
the sand, the wind.
Yeah.
Not a good mix.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I am done.
All right. That was a beautiful, romantic, and cosmologically uncertain answer, which I really enjoyed. Brian, it is your turn to riposte.
Yeah, it's just such a shame that the guy who decided to pick aliens won't be able to leave the planet, because of the asteroid belt, because he doesn't believe we landed on the moon. Just for your consideration, host. I think it's going to be really hard for you to give him 3 points.
I never said,
for my number,
I never said
number 4.
leaving. I just said make communication or contact.
Okay, that's fine. My number 4 is better anyway. So this is where your embezzling scheme has caught up with you. Therefore, you must disappear. Now, for years, you must have been skimming off the company teat with a small yet steady stream of fake expenses, and you're kind of caught up, and then you gotta explain yourself. The money trail's been found. But you must disappear due to embarrassment, not because you were caught, but because of how small of an amount of money you were stealing. If anyone actually found out that you had this great scheme that you could have profited off of for so long, but you're only earning like an extra $1 a month, like what a horrible way to go down in the history books. This guy had to run away. He had the perfect scheme and he just didn't succeed. He could have been rich when he disappeared, but no, you're just caught. You gotta run. You gotta leave. You gotta put everything in the briefcase. The extra $12 a year you were making, hopefully you get yourself a nice rack of ribs and hit the road.
Let me posit this question to you.
Yeah.
Would you rather do 2 years in prison for embezzling a tiny amount, as in your scenario, or would you rather do 30 years in prison and be able to tell your fellow inmates that you embezzled billions?
2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think my gut is saying the 2 years. But have you seen how cush prisons are for people who steal billions of dollars?
Well,
I mean,
when you get caught for stealing billions of dollars, normally you're already like 65 or 70, right? I mean, most of the time, so you've already been able to enjoy a bunch of that cash, and you won't have to serve all that time either.
Age is a factor. If I'm young, I'm going 2 years. If I'm old, I'm going billions.
Yeah. Because because in Madoff's case, he had a ton of money, got to live the good life, but also he got to doubly keep the New York Mets heads underwater because they sucked at baseball, and then he stole a bunch of their money as well, which is doubly hilarious. So,
Über Cinco, the podcast where we idolize Bernie Madoff.
What a guy! You know what? If you're gonna embezzle, Madoff had it right. Yes. All right, that guy. Well, I'm going 30 years. 30 years for stealing billions. I'm going to take the Madoff route, all right?
Well, he did, I mean, let's be legal about this. He didn't embezzle. He just stole. So, because it was his company.
True.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the way to do it.
That is the way to do it.
What a guy.
All right, yeah. So, Brian, I'm only going to give you 1 point for making me think about yet another billionaire that I don't like. And then
I didn't even bring him up.
but you made me think of him. You made me think of him, so.
Yeah.
Mitch
Poison.
made you think of him.
Poison.
You posed the question.
Poison.
Fine. I'll take my 1 point.
Got you.
While you give Mitch whatever bullshit score you're going to give him.
Well, Mitch said the word crevasse, so he gets 3 points. And we're moving on to round number 3.
God damn it.
Woo.
Hey, these are the rules we agreed upon 18 months ago when we devised this show. Was anybody who says crevasse gets 3 points no matter what.
Is
This
there
is what
any
we said.
more?
I have Brian in a full torpor right now. It's amazing.
Is there any more horrible way to die that has a more bougie title to it than falling in a crevasse? It's such a horrible way to die, but it sounds so lovely in an obituary.
It's very classy.
Oh, yes.
Very classy.
Grandfather screamed with utter pain, and no one came to his help for 3 straight months as he died slowly in a crevasse. Ooh, yes.
Oh, wow, Gregory, that's not... maybe I want to go down a crevasse. Would you like to spelunk? Let's go.
All right, Brian, you get an extra bonus point for saying spelunk. There we go.
Wow. Wow.
I knew reading that this hour would come in handy one day.
All right, Mitch, you're number 3, please.
Take away a point for him from saying thesaurus.
I've had so much Coke Zero to get this show done. I'm getting tongue-tied, guys.
All right. Okay, my number 3, I'm getting straight to the point here, and I've got to go to my notes because it's a very specific thing, and I can't. It's got to be word perfect. All right, my number 3.
Audience, that means a lot of words. Prepare for a lot of words.
No, it's not that many, actually. So just sit back, Brian, and watch glory happen. Okay, here we go. Number 3. When the girl you were just dancing with employs her friend to walk up to you while you're with all your boys and accuses you of running your flagpole at full steam, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
And also... At this junior high dance, you're wearing your best American Eagle polo shirt, your favorite Gap cargo shorts with the drawstring, and you get that slick, stiff ski jump hair just launching pheromones all over the place. But when you get accused of having a hot little rocket in your shorts, time to drop that smoke bomb and disappear, baby, because that shit is embarrassing. That is my number 3. Short, sweet, to the point, and it's real. Thank you very much.
What a wonderful arc the male species goes on in life when at a junior high dance when you're 13 you get the biggest erection of your life when you literally just put your hands on a girl's hips to then when you're
just on her hips. Sorry, this is in the late 90s when they were like grind all over each other. Go for it. We don't care.
But then when you're, well, I don't know what dance you went to, but mine was a hips only situation. Leave room for Jesus.
Ours were
think about this. You had 12 girls to choose from, Nathan. He was at an all boys school. He finally saw a woman for the first time. He was like, holy moly.
Hold on. This is junior high. I didn't go to all boys school till high school. I still knew women at this point. Thank you very much. Okay.
I still knew women. Oh, man. You know what? That was short and sweet. And it's very true that not only is it terrible to have this happen to you, it's also terrible to have just somebody near you that happened to. We used to make fun of this one kid, James, in grade school all the time because we thought he was getting boners in math class all the time. And he would always have to turn around and be like, it's my pants. They fold weird.
God.
And we just ripped on him. We also called the teacher Joe Dirt. We were horrible little shits.
Okay.
She was a woman.
Every man, at least so I've heard, still being in a reasonably young age bracket. But eventually it comes to the point where it's like, man, what about those glory days when it would take just that much to be able to stand at attention? So there's... when you're 13 and don't even know how to put a full sentence together, you're ready to go. But then when you have age and maturity and experience, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Cruel irony.
What's terrible about this whole situation is as it's happening, when me and this young lady are dancing, we're having fun at first, but then when it happens, you're sort of like, boy, this is like a kind of like a secret thing that I would hope would stay between you and I. But then when it becomes a public thing, you feel bad, but then you also feel bad for her too, and you're kind of like, why did Nancy Gomez have to get in the middle of this and try and make a bunch of drama? And then, for whatever reason, you have to pretend to your guy friends like, you don't get boners when you grind on cute girls, which is like also it's all just fucked. It's all just a bad situation when you're in junior high, and no one's hot. No, everyone's weird. Their bodies are changing.
No, you're in junior high. Everything is terrible in junior high.
Yeah.
Everything about life is horrible.
The clothes don't fit right. Yeah, your hair you think is a great ski jump, and actually it just injures every single skier that attempts. And it's just, yeah.
That was a thing when we were in junior high, was the ski jump hair, where it's you put so much gel in it, and then it just at the front, everybody had really short hair, and we just you spike it up. Why did we do that? I did it, and I mean, my hair goes way past my shoulders now. It's how was I once the same person who had
You should try doing it now. Get a long jump ski jump going.
I can't afford that much gel.
I will buy it for you, and we will put it on YouTube.
I'm fine with trying it.
We got to do it. You heard it here first, folks.
I hate to say it, but I think it's the influence of the boy bands in that era.
Right? Oh, you're right. You're right. That's what it was.
Yeah. So,
did either of you get frosted tips?
No.
No, I never went that far. I never did any dye jobs either. I just went. You guys did the ski jump. I just took the full mitt of gel and just straight through. Spikes on every single crevice of my head. Crevasse of my head.
I remember getting ready for junior high dances and putting the gel in my hair and being like, God, if I show up without gel in my hair, what a turn my life will take. This will just be... And these were the same... I mean, I had 20-some people in my class. These were the same people I'd seen every day since I was born. And if I have gel in my hair, that's going to change everything. This will finally turn it around.
Ma, where's the swab for men? I only have this Cornhuskers lotion.
Never put Cornhuskers in my lotion. Or Jesus.
Whoa, Freudian slip.
Never put Cornhuskers lotion in my hair. Definitely going to try after the episode.
Yes, please.
Mitch, this was delightful. But Brian, it's your turn for your number 3.
My number 3 is you promised your neighbor if they ever needed anything, just give a holler. And then your door rings. This is, you gotta go.
Fuck, this is such a good one.
You don't know how to do anything. You are a millennial man. You don't know what tools do. You can barely fix a light bulb. How are you gonna help them? What if they ask to borrow a tool? All you have is probably bright lime green Ryobis if they haven't been stolen. And on top of that, you don't even know how to use any of them safely, mind you. And then what if they ask you to hold the flashlight? Your father already told you can't do that right. Now, you don't know how to wire. You don't know how to plumb. You could barely lift heavy things. And your stupid mouth had to offer. Now you have to go on the run and disappear because you are a useless putz. You can't do anything for these people, and they will know that you're an empty, shallow, hollow man that can't provide for his own family, let alone help them accomplish a menial task.
So you would
run. Plus one.
You would
for
actually
putts.
you would actually move out of your 3,000 square foot home in this situation.
I would
You'd be that embarrassed.
I would abandon my 3,000 square foot house that has the perfect home theater and studio attached.
Yep.
I would have to get rid of it. Never finishing that basement now. No. That thing's long gone. I'm on the road. I said goodbye to my family. Said good luck with the neighbors. Hope they don't ask you for help. And give them the deed and leave because I cannot provide anymore. I just can't face these neighbors. It's going to be too much.
No better phrase to illustrate your point than you using the phrase "fix a light bulb." Because you don't fix light bulbs.
Well, in the modern age, there are actually more LEDs, and you could technically resolder it. But Mitch, yeah, that's what I thought.
How many podcast hosts does it take to resolder a light bulb? That is the question we are asking today.
That's a T-shirt that will really sell.
That's a hard joke to write because, like, it's gonna take other podcast hosts for that podcast host to learn about how to do it.
It's so much. It's layered.
Yeah.
That is a lot of mediocre white guys are going to be involved in that one. All right, well, Brian, you're getting 3 points because I can totally relate to this. I can't even build a reputation, much less put together some mini blinds. So I can totally relate to this. And Mitch, an easy 3 points for you. This just unbelievably relate. You took me back to the 1999 and listening to the band LFO and their song about girls that wore Abercrombie and Fitch, and how that was the song I was dancing to when I had my own moment where I just wanted to run away and cry. So 3 points to everybody. Mitch, on to your number 4.
Yeah, no problem. My number 2 on my list of reasons.
Sorry, yeah, number 2, I suppose, since we're going in mathematical order.
Go back and talk about the aliens again. That went so well the first time.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, actually, I did have a couple more things. Okay, so okay, hold on. If I'm getting lost in Jared Leto's former Navy base now, no, I'm kidding. Okay, number 2, reason to disappear is for attention and or a love check on your parents. Now now you can do the attention part obviously as an adult or a child, but I'm thinking more childhood here. Yes. And the love check is definitely when you're a child. Now, it's great, you disappear from your house. Maybe you go down to your friend's house, maybe it's a block away, 2 blocks away. Maybe you go to the local park. Maybe you go to a local theater. Maybe you go to the mall nearby, to the arcade. Whatever it is, you stay away for an extended amount of time, hopefully. And then you just find out. You get a good sense of how long and how hard your parents search for you. And then I think is a very good indication of how much they love you, how much they think about you, how much they care for you, how much they want you back. And I think this is a very good thing to do, especially when you are like the youngest in the family. Nathan, looking at you here.
I hear you.
I definitely did this where I would go and hide in the house or go outside and hide in our tree house. When my mom would tell me things like, I promised to bring you to the sports card store at 5:30. And then her friend would call, or she'd have to make dinner, and then she wouldn't bring me to the sports card store. So then I'd be like, well, I'm going to hide, and I'm going to wait until she finds me and apologizes for not bringing me to the sports card store because I didn't get to buy another Kirby Puckett or Ken Griffey Jr. card or something like that. But
sports card store.
This is a potentially unruly bonfire you're dancing around though too, because as a child, if you say, okay, mom and dad, oh, great. Yeah, this has been a nice movie and pizza thing with the family here. I'm just going to go into the other room. And you pick up your backpack and you walk a couple blocks down to the local park and you take out your glow sticks and you're just hanging out. You're playing with your glow sticks or whatever. And it's hours have passed. It's from 8 to midnight or whatever it is. And you finally return home and you walk in the back door and then your mom or dad sees you and goes, oh, hey, are you going to go to bed soon? Or like, do you want a bowl of ice cream? And then they didn't realize at all at any point that you were missing whatsoever. Then this is really devastating. And then that might imprint on a child that their parents really don't pay that much attention to them. And, then it's just going to heap one more little, character joy or defect, either however it manifests itself in the adult stage of life. But so this is a dangerous one. It's a double-edged sword, but this is a very, very important, I think, tool for a child. Especially
I don't know
us young to do it. So yeah.
I don't know if your parents were capable of doing this, but my mother in particularly would. And sorry, Mom, I'm gonna expose one of your parenting secrets here, but I would try to do this stuff like, well, you know what? Fine. I'm just not gonna be around for a little bit. But my mother knew me, of course, and she knew that's what I was doing. And I would be like in the backyard just being away, and she'd be like, oh yeah, well, I can play this game. I can play the waiting game. I'll wait him out. He'll come back. And I would. Yeah. But then if it was like family game night or something and I went into the other room, it was like, you get back here. This is family time. Like she absolutely had a stranglehold on me on this one. I could never get away with it.
Yeah.
Well, it's super easy. Your mom's like, what's he going to do? Walk 12 miles to a McDonald's?
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
That's a good point. I had literally nowhere to go.
Everyone knew you. Like, oh yeah, we saw Nathan. He was his round back.
Yeah. He's out back behind the shed. He had his Cornhuskers lotion and a couple of magazines. I don't know what he's doing.
and he was just punch fighting the air. He just seemed really sad and angry.
One of my favorite places to go when I was a kid, and I was allowed to do it with my friends, was this place called Sunberg's about 4 blocks away from our house. And it was a little soda fountain. It had candy, ice cream, milkshakes, sundaes. So every now and again, I would just go there without asking, just to kind of like test the waters a little bit, So that felt pretty cool. But yeah, I was a spoiled little craphead for sure. So, but
I was so bad at pushing those boundaries. I remember I once asked my dad if I could TP the neighbor's house and was pissed when he said no. Like, that's kind of like...
Well, let me throw my sister under the bus while I'm throwing all my family under the bus. My sister, who is absolutely watching this on the YouTube stream, as she is one of the few who does.
Hey, Laurel. Hey, Laurel.
Laurel, do you remember freshman year of high school?
Oh, yeah, she does.
Everybody, homecoming week. And the tradition was everybody, and that's all 100 people who went to my high school, would go and TP the high school and throw the toilet paper over the trees. Oh my gosh, how rebellious. And Laurel wasn't allowed to her freshman year, but then her senior year, apparently she was. And I was a freshman, and I was all excited to go TP the high school. And Laurel said, well, I wasn't allowed to as a freshman, and so my parents made me stay home while Laurel got to go throw toilet paper over trees in the high school parking lot. If you thought I'd forgotten, Laurel and Mom and Dad, I haven't. Vengeance will be mine. It's been years in the making. Watch your backs. It's coming.
Wow. When you were watching her TP from your front porch, what did you feel? What level of jealousy did you feel?
See, everyone thinks that Mitch is joking, but I literally lived a block away from my high school. So
look at all that fun they're having.
so quite a lot, yeah.
I literally could just walk over there and do it, but no.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What?
That's good shit.
Can you give us some more insight about what kind of a big sister Laurel was to you during high school specifically?
I think we should do a whole episode on that and bring her on, and reasons why Laurel was a fun big sister to have, and I can also throw her under the bus a few more times.
Okay,
but,
cool.
Yeah.
But it was we had that one year, the senior year. She was a senior and I was a freshman, and with only 100 people in the school. So, and she was on the cheerleading squad. I was on the basketball team. We were both on the Scholastic Bowl team. So we spent a lot of time together, and it was an intense year for us. And then obviously she went to college, and things were never the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, we'll have Laurel on the show in the future. Laurel, I know you're listening. This is the invite from the three of us. We're going to have you on in some capacity, and you are going to be thrown under the bus, and I intend for you to throw me under the bus in some fashion. So look forward to that, everybody. And Brian, it's over to you for your number 2.
Bunch of bus murder.
My number 2, you won the lottery. Now you must disappear. Oh. Now, I'd rather admit that you've won the lottery and start cutting checks to everyone who starts asking you for money. You fake your own death. This is your renaissance. Cut bait, start fresh. Now, this is really cool because you have so much FU money. You could do so much with it. Mm-hmm. You hire a down on his luck novelist to come up with a whole new backstory for you. Just give him some time. Let him flush it out. Then you memorize it, and then you burn the manuscript in front of his face. Boom! Just get this energy started for this new life. You legally change your name to something simple like Chuck Podansky, and just live out your remaining names as Chuck. And you hired a crew to film your funeral, and then Chuck starts this whole new family, and there can be days where he tosses in the tape to watch his own funeral, to hear some eulogies about himself as he enjoys a Manhattan alone in his home theater, of course, because, he won the lottery, and his house is way bigger than 3,000 square feet.
Wow.
And remember just what a good decision Chuck made to start over as Chuck and not probably Brian. So,
okay, hold on. Okay, do you also destroy the author's computer and their entire house? Because you're gonna have to destroy a bunch of their shit to like keep that thing secret, right?
You could just have him killed. You have the money.
Kill the
you have
writer.
the means to do it.
Kill the writer, raise their house and their apartment building.
No, I'm not a bad guy. I'm a new guy. So instead of just like, I do want him to see the work burn. That's like the meanest thing I'm going to do.
Sure.
But like I have so much money that all the lawyers and the contract I drew up with this guy, he's been paid.
Okay.
He doesn't care what happens to this thing afterwards. And that contract was so locked tight, he wasn't allowed to use Google Docs.
Sure.
He wasn't allowed to use anything. He wrote this thing on a damn typewriter for me.
Okay.
Whiteout, tape, staple. This was one copy.
I was hoping so.
Boom.
I was hoping so. Okay, good.
Memorized it. Boom. Mine. Gone. And then I never told him my name.
Oh, okay, good. Yes.
That was because then he would know I'm Chuck Podansky and find me in some place, Wisconsin, wherever I decide to hide. I have all the money in the world and I just go to Wisconsin.
in your 3,000 square foot home in Wisconsin. This is the classic Brian moment. He wins the lottery. He has infinite money. Wisconsin. Just
would you look for me there? What better place is there to disappear than just somewhere in East Jesus Nowhere, Wisconsin?
I'm gonna move.
Boom.
I'm gonna move from Berwyn, Illinois, to Waukesha, Wisconsin. Here we go, boy. Ooh. Beer store right down the block. Cheese store right down the block. Sausage store 2 blocks over. Here we go.
Is there anything more like just entitled than having like billions of dollars and then being like, I'm Chuck Podansky. I'm going to move to the land that is mine here in Oshkosh near Chippewa Falls. Like, this is like, this is my land. Like, Chuck, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here, Chuck.
That's got to be what the locals think about Warren Buffett to bring it full circle.
Yeah,
like,
there we go.
Like if you were Warren Buffett's next door neighbor or Chuck Podansky's, that would have to be pretty annoying.
Truly, though, like, what is worse than winning the lottery and then being known? Like, it really does mess up your future.
Well, and if you move to southwest central Wisconsin, you got to see Dr. Carl Usenhausen for all your hair implant needs. Sorry.
I really hope this is somebody's first episode that we have jam-packed with callbacks that will make no sense as we talk about personal anecdotes from our lives where they don't know us at all.
I gave enough context for Gordy, okay? He comes from me and a waitress at a diner I met in Naturita, Colorado. So, but... Okay.
Well, everybody I'm being on the street always says, oh, I love the show, especially the Naturita, Colorado episode. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to score this round out. Like, so on my little score pad here, I have 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, like written on Brian's column and then crossed out because I was going back and forth here over and over again, and because I loved it, but then you made me mad, and then you'd win me back, and then you made me mad, and I'm just.
It's kind of my thing.
I'm only going to give you 2 points just because I want one day, as someone who loves you and cares about you, one day I want you to dream bigger than a 3,000 square foot house in Wisconsin because I know you can do it. So this is some tough love I'm dishing out here, but I believe in you, big man.
Thank you.
Then Mitch, Mitch, I'm going to give you, well, there's going to be 3 points in the score column, but I'm not necessarily giving them to you. I'm also giving them to your parents for not using "you're going to hide" as their own opportunity to disappear and just leave you behind forever. So hats off to your parents and 3 points to you. And then we'll go back to you for your number 1.
Absolutely, yeah. So my number 1 is one of my favorite things to do to other people of all time.
Oh, boy.
People don't like it. Most people don't like it. But I think it's great. And I really enjoy it. And my number 1 reason to disappear is for pranks. Here's the scene. You're walking with a big group of friends. It's don't groan and sigh and sit back like, here we go. This is real. This is a great thing. Okay, Brian, let me go. All right. You're walking with your friends at night. Everyone's chatting. People are kind of like, they're distracted, and you just sneak off to the side. You're gone. You've disappeared. And then they're like, oh my God, where is Mitch? Where is he? We don't know where he is. Is he around this corner? Oh God, no. Is he around this corner? No. Is he in that bush? No. Oh. And then I launch down from a mezzanine roof. Ah! And I yell or I do like a or something like that, and they're like, ah! And they get really scared. It's one of my favorite things to do is to prank people. Lurking in undiscovered shadows, lying in wait, scaring the pants off and the piss out of your best friends. One of my number one favorite things to do. And what I love about this is the longer you're gone, the worse / better it is. That they think, did he just go home? Is he dead somewhere? Is he just a complete psychopath? And then, then you just lie in wait, and you wait and you wait and you wait, and you watch him. You watch him from a distance, and then you come out and scare him at the exact right time.
All right.
I think we have our answer.
I have a very important follow-up question.
What's that, Nathan?
And it's for Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, do you remember Mitch ever doing this to you?
Just scaring me for no reason?
Just disappearing on you and then jumping out and scaring you.
Yeah, he's done it.
Oh, okay. Because I don't remember this, and Mitch said he does it to his best friends, and I'm wondering what time I've forgotten, or else am I going to be very offended. So, Mitch, is there any story where this happened to your lovely friend Nathan, who you've known for 16 years now?
Well, I guess I'm trying to remember. It's because I always make like a cowboy cut 80-ounce steak for my friend, and then we go walking, and then
continue to call that, baby.
Well, no. See, this only works really well if you're in a giant group of friends walking around, because then people are distracted and they don't notice you slip off into the silky dark night. But it is true that you are tougher to scare, because when you notice me sneaking off, like you are kind of like, you pay attention, I guess. So like my memory, if it serves me correct, when we went and saw Paranormal Activity 2, I attempted to do this, but then you immediately were just like, oh, I see you, I see you, I see you. It's just sort of like that kind of thing.
I was on high alert after watching that movie.
Exactly. Exactly.
My senses were as in tune as they had ever been.
and all I wanted to do was like recede into the sewer and then come out like a block down, and really, really spooky guys good.
If you went that hard on a prank, I would respect you for, I don't care how bad you scared me. If you went down in the sewer, ran a block ahead, and popped up Pennywise style, you would have my respect for life.
That is within Mitch's facility. He would definitely go that far.
It's going to happen now, and we're screwed.
I have, this is a quick story. This is the longest I've ever waited to scare the frickin' pants off of someone. And their pants are full of shit too, might I say, at the end. I was in Cincinnati with my friend Katie Woodruff and a number of people. It was her like end of college, I don't know, bar crawl or something. But so where Katie's parents' house is, it's a development out in the suburbs, and it's around like a retention pond. And around that retention pond, there's like some groves of trees and whatnot. So it's a group of like, I don't know, 12 of us or something. And we're coming back from the bars that night, and people say, we want to go skinny dipping or swimming in this disgusting retention pond. I was like, I'm not going to do that. But I was like, this is the perfect time to scare people. I sprint ahead and I disappear into the trees. And they go, all right, we're going to go swimming. But I didn't know they were going to do this. So I waited in the trees. And I waited in the trees. And I waited in the trees. And they swam for like a half hour. And I just stayed in the trees. And then they came walking up the hill, and they assumed I'd just gone back to our parents' house and, like gotten into my gym jams and gone to bed. Turns out old Brinker boy is waiting in the trees. And I popped out and I scared. It was like a group of 8 people, and I think like 7 of 8 people fell down. They were so afraid. They were walking and fell down. They were so afraid. So that is my most proud creep moment, I will say, of delivering the top level scare pranks, because I disappeared. So yeah,
this does delight me. I have this cartoon image in my head of you with your shining red hair disappearing into the night, sort of running with high knees, cackling into the woods, knowing you're going to jump out at somebody later.
Yep, exactly like that.
I can picture this very vividly. So you're going to get some points, I promise you that. But Brian, it's over to you for your number 1 to see what you can come up with here to counter that.
And listener, he was beaming with pride. He retold that story. That does not come across on mic, but oh my God, are you proud of that scare? All right, my number one reason to disappear is because you've lost your man on what was supposed to be a midnight run. Now, for those of you who know what movie I am referring to, a lot of folks are going to come after you if you are a bounty hunter of some kind and you need to deliver a man to a certain point at a certain time. A man who is needed by a lot of different places, a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. They all need this guy either dead or in somewhere. If you fail this mission, you are going to need to disappear because they're going to want to make you disappear. Yeah. And you are not Robert De Niro. You are not going to successfully be able to weasel your way out of the situation. No. You will die if you don't disappear, which is why this is my number one. It is life-threatening. You cannot lose your man while doing a midnight run. That is my number one.
So Robert De Niro was in the movie Midnight Run, for those who are wondering what's going on here.
Yes.
Is Robert De Niro, who is the other guy in that movie? There was another guy.
Charles Grodin.
Charles Grodin, yeah. I literally watched this movie, or like the first 20 minutes on Netflix, like 2 months ago, and I turned it off. So this isn't looking good for you, Brian.
It is a great film.
Dude, you gotta stick with it. It's great. Yeah, it's awesome. It's almost as good as Smoking the Bandit, but not as good. Smoking the Bandit is better. So.
It is very similar type of feel, and as just being fun, and it leaves you with a smile on your face after it's over. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt. Mm-hmm. And by the pen clicking I can hear Nathan doing, he does not give a shit about this movie that I enjoy.
He's
nervous.
Perplexed.
He's like, let's get this going. Come on.
I'm going to say 1 point for Brian for his number one because I didn't like the movie. So,
well, it's okay to be wrong.
That's host. The way the cookie crumbles. True. Mitch,
wow.
I'm only going to give you
Bruce Almighty with that phrase just there.
I wish I could give him 0 points for being a host. But
okay, wait, I've never seen. Are you saying me? I've never seen Bruce Almighty, so if I referenced it, that's a total accident.
Oh God, this is getting. Let's continue the show. Let's end this shit.
Push
it's
forward.
Over.
Push forward.
All right.
Push on.
Brian gets 1 point. Mitch, you're getting 2, but Mitch, you're also getting a bonus point because the listeners won't know this, but about 10 minutes ago, you literally disappeared from our recording when your computer froze. So by inadvertently disappearing during the show about disappearing, that's a bonus point.
Thank you.
And
very
then
much.
you both get 3 bonus points for making fun of me for jerking off with Cornhuskers lotion for the 19th show in a row. So that's 14 points for Brian and 15 points for Mitch. He's the big winner today. Congratulations to Mitch and a valiant effort, Brian. And that,
you know what makes a good podcast is when we all start talking about movies none of the other person has seen. That should be a thing that we do all the time because such a great thing to listen to. Yep. Please take us out, Nathan. Holy shit.
All right, it's time for my Fast Five, and this is to remind you the top 5 mistakes that you have made in the last 24 hours. Number 5, leaving your reusable grocery bags at the bottom of the cart, piling $300 worth of groceries on top of them that will have to rung up before you can start bagging. Not helpful. Number 4, telling the 22-year-old film student intern that they should write a pilot script about your office. Yeah. The nation is clamoring to know more about the antics of Marge and accounting and your tenuous relationship with IT. Move over, Dwight Schrute. Number 3. Ordering a plain potato salad instead of mustard potato salad. You have one life, time is finite, and this is how you are spending it? Ugh. Number 2, marrying for money, not love. Loneliness and regret will find you, even at the second lake house. And number 1, naming your daughter Caitlin, spelled Keightlynne. Jesus fucking Christ. And that's this week. That's this week's edition of Über Cinco, the man who just won't go away unless you remind him that his dog hasn't been fed gourmet vegan gluten-free lasagna in the last hour.
Mitchell Anthony Brinkman.
And oh shit, wait, where'd he go? What? Where? Oh, there he is. It's
Brian Ernst.
And I'm Nathan Hennenfent, and if you think we're going anywhere, we're not, folks. We'll be back next week. As D.B. Cooper, Amelia Earhart, the Princes in the Tower, Jimmy Hoffa, and the Lost City of Atlantis all said, laters.
You've just listened to Über Cinco, a production of UBK Studios. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your fine podcasts from.
If you like what you hear and want to support the show, please visit our Patreon site at patreon.com/UBK Studios. Every little bit helps us keep the lights on and the bill collectors at bay.
Keep tabs on us on all the social media at UBK Studios, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see that we really are just a bunch of good Midwestern boys.